being here. It's a really good discussion. Thank you.
The House issuing its most severe form of punishment outside of expulsion. Congressman Paul Gosar censured and stripped of his committee assignments. It's the first time that a sitting House member has been censured in more than 10 years. And this major rebuke comes after Gosar, who is a Republican from Arizona, posted a violent animated video targeting Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and also President Biden.
What is so hard about saying that this is wrong? This is not about me. This is not about Representative Gosar, but this is about what we are willing to accept.
There is no threat in the cartoon other than the threat to the immigration poses to our country.
Our work here matters. Our example matters. There is meaning in our service. And as leaders in this country, when we incite violence with depictions against our colleagues, that trickles down into violence in this country.
For Democrats, this vote isn't about a video, it's about control.
This is about this incident of a member using whatever medium you want to say on the public dime, threatening and showing the killing of a member of this House. Can't that appall you, even that act? Do you have no shame?
Today, we're critiquing Paul Gosar's anime. Next week, we might be indicting the Wile E. Coyote for an explosive ordinance against the Roadrunner.
The resolution on the floor today is about accountability.
Here we go again, censoring speech. The most fundamental liberty we have is our right to speak, our right to talk, our right to communicate, and they're going after that today because they don't like freedom.
Joining us at the Magic Wall is Chris Cillizza, our CNN politics reporter and editor at large. And you know, Chris, when you look at the history here of the U.S. and of Congress, Gosar doesn't have a lot of company, and the company that he has is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's only 24, 24 members have ever been censured before, and as you noted in the open, Brianna, it hasn't happened in a decade. I just want to highlight one here, just to show you kind of the company he keeps. This guy right here, Lovell Russo, 1866. He caned another member of Congress. That's why he was censured. We're not there, but I want to also note this. Look, this since the 1890s, this has been extremely rare. 7 total cases, including Gosar. Now, I want to highlight a couple of these more recent ones to show you the company he's in. All right. So these two guys, Jerry Studs and Daniel Crane, this shows you how much time has changed. Okay, both of them admitted to having sexual relationships with 17-year-old House pages. In Studs' case, it was a male page. In Daniel Crane's case, it was a female page. They were both censored and both remained in office. That's not happening now. This is the one I think most people are familiar with to the extent you pay attention to stuff. Charlie Rangel, he had been found guilty on the Ethics Committee of 11 separate campaign finance violations. This is not reporting all of his income. This is using campaign income to pay for stuff in his congressional office. This was a long time coming. The House Ethics Committee had investigated for a long time. And then, obviously, Mr. Gosar. Now, let's go through what happened. As you know, the video showing a Photoshop Gosar killing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, threatening President Joe Biden, he takes the video down after criticism. But then after the censure vote yesterday, he puts the video back up. He retweets someone with the video included. He then takes that back down 2 hours later. So it's not exactly the picture of remorse there, Brianna. Now, this I think is important. This is not Paul Gosar's first trip around the controversy machine. In 2017, he said that an Obama sympathizer, his words, was responsible for organizing the neo-Nazi white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. He also said that George Soros was somehow funding it. He, the day after John McCain was diagnosed with a brain tumor, Gosar's chief of staff texted a lawyer for the governor, Doug Ducey, and said that he would be interested in that seat. He has been on the front end of promoting QAnon conspiracy theories. He appeared at a February event with a white supremacist. And as recently as last month, he has called for not just another recount of the Arizona results, but a rerunning of the Arizona results from the 2020 presidential election. He wants Joe Biden and Donald Trump to run that election again in Arizona, which, by the way, isn't a thing. Now, how will the Republicans respond? As that tape you played showed, you had Kevin McCarthy, you had Jim Jordan and others angry, saying this is just partisan. Well, if Republicans take over the House in 2022, as I would say seems likely based on history and everything that we know from the 2021 election, these are folks who I think are going to come in for some attention. Eric Swalwell is based on a relationship he had with a woman named Christina Fang, who wound up being a Chinese spy. There's been no wrongdoing accused there, but even yesterday you heard Lauren Boebert from Colorado mention Swalwell and that relationship. Maxine Waters is another one that's come for a lot of criticism among Republican leaders, including yesterday, for a comment she made at a Black Lives Matter rally in Minneapolis last year, saying they needed to get more confrontational. Ilhan Omar, as you know, is someone that's come for a lot of criticism from Republicans. Adam Schiff, who led the impeachment inquiry. These are people who are likely to face, in some way, shape, or form, the bending back of the boomerang coming back around if and when Republicans do take the majority. I think that's just a risk that Democrats know they are taking. Obviously, they had already removed Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committees earlier, didn't censure her, but removed her from her committees. Now this. I think Republicans are itching to target some of these folks, and I think you'll see that if and when they do take back the majority in 2022. Brianna.
Yeah, they're promising retribution. No reason to think they won't make good on that.